All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to God. Honors to the elders and the apostles of the Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And yeah, we're just going to get right into it. Like we already know what times we're living in. As the Apostle Paul stated, we don't need to remind each other what times we're in because we already know, what the times are. If you're paying attention to the theme of the world, I remember years ago you used to say that, right? That look around, this is the best of America can be. That was even, I think, prior to the pandemic. Yeah, and now as you can see, things have just gotten worse and worse and worse. The mentality of the people is just completely gone. All right, but now all you're hearing about is like war, desperation, and so on and so forth, all over different fronts. All right, but this is all a part of biblical prophecy. But it's interesting to me is that even while all these things are still going on, as the Lord says, yes, all these things they shall not turn from the wicked ways. You still got people like they adapt to the wickedness and they become more and more wicked all the time. One thing I've noticed is promiscuity. Nowadays, when people, especially women, whatever is their birthday, like their goal is to outdo the next chick in terms of dressing like a home. To where some of them literally just go out almost naked. And that's the new thing. So they get more wicked with the times. As the times get worse and worse, they get worse and worse. And that's why the Lord said, why should he be stricken anymore? If I'm whooping your ass and you're doing worse because I'm whooping your ass, ultimately this ain't wrong to do for you. Because why do you whoop your child's ass to get them right? So that they don't want the pain, so they don't do what you're telling them to do. But that's the correct one. But if they're not hearing you, then like the Lord said, he's gonna need to do away with it.
It's the book of 1 Thessalonians, the first epistle of Paul the Apostle to the Thessalonians, chapter 5 and verse 1. It says, but of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you.
It's always good to get give you a bit of context as to what's going on, who are these people, why is Paul writing to them.
So the first epistle of Paul the Apostle to the Thessalonians. Paul planted the church in Thessalonica during his second missionary journey and quickly grounded it in Christian doctrine, which is the truth. It says the church
right. Not what they preach out here. So-called Christianity. That's what they think about happening. Yeah.
It says the church's faith, hope, love, and perseverance in the face of persecution were exemplary. Paul's labors as a spiritual parent to the fledgling church had been richly rewarded, and his affection is visible in every line of his letter.
Yeah, and you can see that Paul really, he was really invested in the work that he was doing. And that's why he would get really upset. Like when you read in the book of Corinthians, there's a reason why those books are so long. Because they were giving him a headache. Because imagine you labor, you go over here, you set up this church, you put in all this work. And remember, when Paul took these journeys, it wasn't like he went there for 2 weeks and then he's like, hi, I'm out. But like 3 days, I'm out. He spent a long amount of time with them. He took time. He followed them, taught them, raised them up. And then when they were at a point where he felt like, all right, you're at least moving enough. He would get self-sustained. He would set up in a point, elders and leaders and so on and so forth and say, hey, you look over whatever the case is. So imagine you leave and then you hearing that now basically the parents' wives and they going long there and they doing all this extra stuff. Of course he was pissed off,
2 Corinthians 10 verse 1. Now I, Paul, myself beseech you by the meekness and gentleness of a Mashiach, who in presence and based among you, but being absent and bold toward you. But I beseech you that I may not be bold when I am present with that confidence, wherewith I think to be bold against some, which think of us as if we walk according to the flesh. I'm reading the NLT. It says, now I, Paul, appeal to you with gentleness and kindness of a Mashiach, though I realize you think I'm timid in person and bold only when I write from far away. Well, I am begging you now, so that when I come, I won't have to be bold with those who think we act from human motives. Yeah, so like how the brother was saying, you know, you put in a lot of work. I think even Paul said it, though we as if we would labor in vain. You know, he would say, are you so far removed from the faith as if we labored in vain? You know, because that's one of the, you know, doing anything or working and then you see somebody else not actually appreciating the work that you're doing is very, you know, very vexing. You know, that's why even starting with the elders, when brothers go off, they get mad. You know, even when some brothers don't even be going as hard, you know, doing lessons feeding the sheep, they tend to get, you know, increased spirit because of the labor that they're doing. They want others to be in that same mindset. You know, so it's like the same thing that we enter in those same labors. That's why when brothers get to a certain level in the truth, you start to become more and more encouraging to the point where you become admonishing to brothers who are not as fervent or as diligent in you know, in the labor and the work of Yahweh. That's it.
I wanted to take the point you made when he was schooling them to come on the level. You know, they came from the point of being disciples to apostles. And when you go into the word disciples, you go into the word discipline, right? Because when you actually under somebody, you actually being disciplined, you're being like a disciplinary student. But once you're apostle, and the apostle, you being what's sent away. And that's why the Lord used to get mad at Peter and they're like, yo, how long will I shall be with you? You know what I mean? Because listen, there's come a time you gotta come on the level. And Paul said what? When I was a babe, I did baby things. But when I was a grown man, I did things of a grown man. Now, we could, of course, apply that to the practice, but we don't apply that to the spirit. See, when you're young in the truth, you do young man shit. And sometimes you turn a blind eye to it. But when you're older in the truth, and you do dumb young man shit, that's when it's a problem. Because it's a saying, it's a wise saying. The only thing worse than a fool is an old fool. Because some young people, you can be like, he's just young and dumb. We all played that card to a degree. So you kind of give them a slap on the wrist. But when you at a higher age doing dumb shit that you should know better of, that's different. So you're a disciple, then you at some point you become to an apostle. But if you sent away on a mission to carry something out and handle something, that means you're responsible. You got judgment, you got discernment. But when you're being under somebody being disciplined, you move on a student stage, but it's sometimes at some point in life that you actually have to
Acts 20 and 31. Therefore watch and remember that by the space of 3 years I cease not to warn everyone night and day with tears. Man, backing off the brother Bakar's point that, you know, Apostle Paul, he would be in certain places for a long time. And in that time, he would get to know the church and he would understand the weaknesses and the strengths of the church. And then when he would loop back around, or he would get a report from that church, he'd be able to admonish them, he'd be able to, you know, give them more guidance through the spirit of Yahweh.
It seems like, yeah, that's something different. It's really not like in whatever field you're in, if you're somebody that has to advantage others, it's you know, it's more quote unquote burdensome for you because you also have to manage yourself, which some people are not even good at. You know, some people struggle managing themselves. Now you gotta manage yourself and at the same time manage others. Because like the Apostle Paul said, you don't want to be somebody that's being a hypocrite, but you're like, you gotta follow these right ways, but you yourself can't do it. You know, so you gotta make sure you're right, and at the same time you gotta make time to make sure that everybody else is right. Because if you're not right, it's much harder for you to actually institute or actually enforce whatever it is that you're trying to tell them. Like, I can't go around telling brothers, hey, you gotta show up early, or telling my subordinates, yo, show up on time, when I'm not showing up on time. It's hard for you to enforce it. You look like a hypocrite. You're not even gonna use the right words to say it because the whole time you're speaking, you're thinking, damn, I be fucking up too. So how am I being correcting somebody? You know what that's why I still talk about evaluating yourself first before you walk in and, you know, try to judge anybody else. You know?
And that's like a fat man, 400 pounds, trying to tell you how to fucking eat right. Now he might be saying the right shit. You're like, damn, that breakdown is serious. If I do that, I'll be cured. I'll be strong as hell. But at the same time, it's like, yo, hold up. And that's what the scriptures say. There's a wise man that knoweth much. In the Apocrypha, I think it's about 20th chapter. It says, there's a wise man that knoweth much and teacheth many, but he is unprofitable to himself. You know what I mean? So you don't want to be that dude where you soak up all this knowledge and you soak up all this life experience, but you don't never have the strength to apply it. But you're perfect at teaching. But everything you would teach and that you dished out benefited everybody, but that same knowledge you never used or had the discipline to benefit yourself. You know, and that's heavy.
Matthew 7 verse, go straight to the point. Matthew 7 verse 2, it says, and people love to use it, let me start at 1. Judge not that ye be not judged. For with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged. And with what measure you meet, it shall be measured to you again. And you got, people in this world always say, oh, you can't judge me, you're judgmental. Well, everybody's judgmental. To get from point A to point B, you got to use judgment. But the thing what Yahweh Shah was saying, they always say, it doesn't say in the Bible you can't judge. What Yahweh Shah was saying was, don't be a hypocritical judge. Don't judge when you're doing the same thing. That's the difference. And that's why even with Isaiah, when the Lord told Isaiah to go, Isaiah was like, I'm a man of unclean lips. I can't go. And then what? He cleansed his lips. So then he said, who shall sing? He's like, here I am, clean now. I can now go and speak. And that's what, when you come as a man and coming up to in the spirit of prophecy, you got to first eat the roll, digest it, learn it, live it, be reborn, as Yahweh Shah said, and then you go out and teach. You don't go out and teach right when you learn, because as the elder just said, when you're young, you still are making foolish mistakes. You're still making mistakes, things that are, maybe something that you haven't spiritually came over first, or maybe something that you're ignorant of. So it takes you a little bit for you to get the understanding, get the discipline, get the wisdom, and then you can go out and teach, and then you can reprove and rebuke. And it'll be and that's why Paul told Timothy, let no man despise your youth, because it doesn't matter how young you are, it just matters if you're doing it the right way. And you're actually living with that, with your practice, preaching. Right. Practicing what you preach.
It's the book of John, chapter 7, verse 24. Yahushua said, judge not according to the appearance, but judge righteous judgment. All right, so like the elder was saying, right, in order to go from point A to point B, you got to use judgment. But what kind of judgment? You got to use righteous judgment. You got to use judgment that's sound, right? If you judge it according to appearance, that means that you're not analyzing or looking at the whole story. If somebody came up to you and they presented a problem to you, in order to come up with a solution, you got to actually go through the problem full on. Count the cost, exactly. You have to, go into everything. You got to weigh everything in the balance, all right? And then you can come up with the right solution. And that's what judges are there for. Ultimately, we're going to be judging the nations, that's what the Lord said. So it starts from us. We got to know how to judge ourselves according to the will of the Heavenly Father, how to judge amongst brothers, and then ultimately how to judge amongst other people. But it's all step by step. The Lord guides us how to judge righteous judgment. I believe the scriptures say that. Shall judge the eagle. How are you going to judge the eagle?
Small man.
Exactly, small matter. Because a big matter can be a small matter that becomes a big matter, right? Everything starts off small and it grows one time or another. So just like you were saying, again, there's a point you just made. Doesn't make the judge in the law, the law knows that you're not supposed to judge according to the person's status or respect the person, because you may see somebody that's poor, you may try to let them off because you feel bad for them. But that's really what makes judgment difficult, right? Because it's not about your feelings, it's about what it is. Even logical. I saw a video that was talking about women
it's often about, like the question, the way they would phrase the question is, how do you feel about this? You know, but men is really, what do you think about this? You know, because men deal more so with their thoughts, what makes sense, what's more logically sound than what they actually feel about it. If you notice, if a man is actually going back and forth with a woman, most of the time what the man is trying to do is explain what it is that the point that he's trying to make. She knows she's wrong. She knew she was wrong 10 minutes ago. She just want to piss you off now. She's going back and forth without while you're raising your voice. You know, but to be a righteous judge, you can't judge according to your feelings. Like King Solomon. Why do you think King Solomon was so wise? Because he wasn't judging after his emotions. When he judged the matter between the two mothers, he wasn't looking at which mother looked more concerned and which one looked like she was crying more and which one looked like the baby looks like her more. No. Yeah, he said, you know what, let me use reasoning with it. It may seem a little harsh at first, but bring me a sword. Maybe I cut him in half and then I'll be fair. You get half, then the problem is solved, right? But through that, he was able to find out who was the actual mother. You know?
Leviticus 19 and 15, ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. Thou shalt not respect the person of the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty.
So what does that mean? To respect the person of the poor or honor the person of the mighty? You see somebody that's poor, because of that, you want to lessen the sentence. No. If the person stole, and you got to judge them according to what the law says on that. You know, if the person did whatever the crime is, they got to do the time. Just like if they're rich or honorable, because that one is more prevalent, right? They're rich so they can bribe you, or they can threaten you, or they can do any of these things. But the scripture, the law, if you fear the Most High, you're going to do what the law says. Yeah, you're not going to bend it, right?
And that's how you know Esau's so wicked, because you can get off of a crime, capital punishment on a technicality. Like, everybody in the whole court knows you did it, but because they didn't read you your Miranda rights, or because they didn't knock before they busted in, now you can just get off.
We know crime.
Yeah. And Esau knows that. That's why, especially these high up elites, like CEOs and things like that, that's why the white collar crime, that shit goes on all the time, and they know they're never going to get in trouble with that. Because as the scripture says, they honor the person of the rich.
Their laws are effect, their judges are effect. Our laws are of the Heavenly Father, and the Heavenly Father is God. And the Most High is not corrupt. And that's why he says he's the same today, tomorrow, therefore he's not just. So if the Lord says no yesterday, guess what? It's no today, it's no forever. You know, the Most High is not one to second guess. And when it says the Lord repented of something, it means that in the beginning he was never going to do it to begin with. But, you know, just for the story to play out, it looks like Moses convinced the Lord not to destroy Israel with Moses. You know? But he wasn't going to do it anyway.
But in righteousness shalt thou judge thy neighbor.
Yeah, in righteousness shalt thou judge thy neighbor. You got that righteousness is according to what? The scriptures, not according to your own righteousness. It's by King's cases. Yeah. And that's why was it Jethro? He gave Moses that advice. Because imagine you having to judge the whole nation. And you know Jake. Jake comes to you with the most simple. You know what it is? Because they know that there's somebody there to do the job, they want to take advantage of that. Even if they consult it on their own. Because most of the time you ask them 2 questions and they don't even figure out what the problem is. You say, so did you really have to go through it? You know, that's why Jethro gave them that advice. And I mentioned this in one of my videos that Jethro was a heathen, right? But it goes to show you, like, heathens are not like some mentally deformed creatures, you know what I'm saying, that just walk around. Yeah, they got logic, like heathens are actual people, you know? And sometimes the Lord put the spirit on them to give you some sound advice. Yeah.
Excuse me. That's us. Yeah, right there. I put the handicap in this one. No, that's.
Yeah, brother. No.
Why you gonna move? He said, why you gonna move to the front?
Leviticus 19 and 15, ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. Thou shalt not respect the person of the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty.
because ultimately, like you were even discussing earlier today, you know, Most High doesn't see us the same way we see others, right? The scriptures say the Most High doesn't judge the way as man does, right? So it's kind of like you having to judge between men. You know, it's kind of like you having to judge between men. That's what it's kind of. Yeah, but it's kind of like having to judge between ants, right? You're looking at one ant versus the other. You're not looking at an ant the way the ants are looking at a jump. Like we were discussing earlier today, them ants you see the queen, and everybody's trying to, you know, do whatever it is to please the queen. Dude, it's just another ant. That's why the Most High called us worm. Right? He said Jacob got worm. So there is no like, oh, this is like a super special worm right here. This is just like a regular worm right here. You're all falling the same way. So when one worm tries to act wild, the Most High is looking down at you like, you're just a worm. Literally, he can just tear you in half, and that'd be the end of your life. A bird can come and just infect you, and that'll be the end of your life. So literally, the Most High has to have 24/7 protection around us for us to be good. So when you walk around as though you're the one doing everything, like you're some hot shit, it's because you don't even see all the things the Most High has going on around you. And that's that pride that pisses off the Lord.
Let not the wise man boast in his wisdom, or the strong man in his strength. Because, like, yeah, you strong as hell, you did a lot of discipline to work out, but your ass still can get your ass whipped. And even though you did all that training, because when you really look at fighting, fighting is about one punch. I seen people getting their ass whooped watching UFC and all that, getting their ass whooped the whole fight, and he just threw a punch that connected and turned the whole fight around and actually ground and pounded to win. But he was getting his ass whooped the whole 3 rounds. So fighting is about time and throwing punches. So that deals with discernment, and discernment comes from the spirit. And who tell you to like throw a punch now, hold it back, don't throw nothing, walk around stall? Because you can study and train all day, but if you can't actually apply it in the ring, it's like, yo, all the shit we did, training and studying, when the actual dude in your face, you can't apply it. Because what? The spirit is not working. The spirit is not connected. So that's why I said, let not the wise man glory in his strength. Yeah, you strong and you did the discipline. Okay, a little bit of credit to you, but really what makes you, even what gives you this, hey, working out is a spirit. Like to go to the gym and fucking pump iron and to eat right, that's a spirit. You either gotta pay for that. But a lot of people is carnal. Why don't you just change the diet? Nah, motherfucker, you can't just change the diet. He gotta pray to you. How about Shah to get the spirit to say no to the shit that's around him? Why won't you just work out? Come on, man, do 20 push-ups. Nah, that's a spirit. See, a lot of people think that he could just do and tap into these things. Working out and eating healthy, so like working out and eating healthy is a spirit. To win the fight is a spirit. All of that is carried by a spirit. How Samson killed thousands with the jaws of Nash. How David killed thousands, tens of thousands, and Saul killed thousands. That was all the spirit. And that's the same spirit that takes for you to win a simple, petty fight in Babylon, the great modern day Babylon. So everything moved by the spirit. So how could a strong man glory in his strength or a wise man glory in his wisdom? Because all that wisdom you got, you could use it out of season. And if you use all of that wisdom out of season, it's no longer wisdom because the shit backfired on you. So it's the Lord who gives you the time. It's the Lord who gives you the proper place. It's the Lord who put the spirit on you to tell you to move and go to where everything you know is accurate. So you ain't got shit to brag about.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 20, verse 24. Man's goings are of the Lord Yahweh. How can a man then understand his own way?
So everything you want to do is of the Lord. And even the things you want to do, it's the spirit that got to be doing you to do it. You know, people just think, oh, just go to the gym. Oh, just eat fruits and vegetables. Stop eating sweets. No. All that shit is driven by a spirit. And unless the Lord put the spirit on you to do it, you're not going to do it. But a lot of people think it's real practical. It's something they have control of. No, that's the actual spirit that got to be on you to drive you to reach those points. And the Lord, if He don't give you the spirit, you're not going to do it. But a lot of people get mad. You fucking undisciplined. You fucking lazy fucking scumbag. You try to, them coaches, they carnal. They try to curse you out. Throw the jab, motherfucker. Throw the jab. He can't throw the jab. Nigga, his spirit broke. This fucking woman left him, his kids gone. This motherfucking spirit is gone. The knowledge is there, but the spirit is not activated. So he can't perform how you want to. And the Buster Douglas dude come along and beat the living shit out of you. Because he in the spirit. Everything is moved by the spirit. And that's what people of this world don't understand.
1 Samuel 17 and 47. And all this assembly shall know that Yahweh saveth not with sword and spear, for the battle is Yahweh's, and he will give you into our hands. Yeah, so just like the elder was saying, you know, the battle is really about the Lord's will and who he wants to win at the end of the day. You know, we can't do anything of our own will. There's no such thing as free will. You know, you had done a lesson about Loki. Yeah, and it was all about them trying to stop free will, or trying to make it so that you can have free will, which we know there is no such thing. Everybody's marching to the tune of what the Lord wants. So ultimately, you're either going to be saved, and the Lord is going to guide you to salvation, or you're going to be destroyed. And that is up to the Lord. It ain't up to none of us. So that causes us to have what? Fear of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua.
Monday?
Going back to because since we know that there's no free will, that the Lord directs the path of everybody, then he already wrote the script and he gave us the understanding of the script. Because it's interesting how the Lord got the script, and everybody thinks that they can find victory within the script. But somebody got to be the loser. You know, the Lord actually got Edomites that think that they're Israelites. You got Edomites that really got a whole 12-tribe chart, and they're breaking down white Spain, white Italy, and Holland. Like, they really think that. They really think that. Yeah. So it's like, well, everybody can't be the victor. Somebody got to be the loser. And it's the fact of the matter is that the Wadi Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua are giving us the actual truth. That's why we don't say this is a religion. This is not a religion. This is not a bad nothing. This is not anything that you can compare to in this world. That's why it says that none of us should want their mate. Well, we have just the truth, period. And when you have the truth, you got victory.
Esau can't prove that wrong either, because, like we always say, according to the scriptures, another point where the scriptures tell you that the problem is with the Job that God has according to the bounds that we not pass. All right, so there's an actual penalty.
You got to get no free. Why you need no
Spending
free?
billions and trillions of dollars to build this world, this digital, dystopian digital world, so to speak. Right. And they're going to do it by collapsing the outside natural way of living. So that way they can import people's ideologies into this new way of living. Well, guess what? We're here to tell you, according to the scriptures, that doesn't happen. Right? You're going to get to a certain point, but you don't get to establish it how you wish to establish it. All right? The whole concept of novos ordo plural, going back to Adam Weishaupt in Ingolstadt, Germany, in the 1700s, that's not going to come to pass. All right, we come back to this modern day time with Klaus Schwab pushing the same agenda. All right, the so-called global reset, new reset. Right, that's also never going to come to pass. All right, thinking that you're going to MC hit the whole entire world population, depopulate it to 500 million people and all this shit. Well, guess what? You don't have enough time to do that. According to the Bible, you don't get to do that shit. So where we going now? Huh? You going to fight against the Heavenly Father continuously? Well, we're here to tell you that the game is over. It's a match that's already rigged. All right, let's get a quick precept. This is exactly what's about to happen. Real quick in the book of Daniel, and we're living in those times, man. All right, all these things that you're seeing, us, the men of the Lord coming out here and telling you what's going on, is a sign that what the Lord has said that this prophecy right now, the prophecy coming to pass, is the end of your kingdom. Okay? America doesn't keep on living forever. America doesn't keep on innovating and changing over the years. It doesn't happen that way. America doesn't become the centerpiece of the so-called New World Order. It doesn't have to be. Okay?
That's why we're saying that. You gotta look at it more than just a brick out. You don't understand. But you actually see it. In their days, how the Most High set up the kingdom. He's talking about that. He's talking about Babylon getting to the fire. That means everything you're actually seeing is actually that's a real thing. You know, they the words of the taking.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 18. It says, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. All right, so as the words verbatim, as they say, the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom. That's exactly what we're gonna do. And we started already with this word. Okay, this word has taken the grips of the minds of the people. Very soon it's gonna be manifest where it's gonna become physical. All right, you wait till the Lord starts sending his angels down, and like it tells you, it says what? Thither calls the mighty ones to come down. That means it's war. It's time for war. Let's go. And at that time, the third world's war, that's when we see the decimation of America, Babylon, the Great. As is written in the scriptures, man. Can't get around it.
In Loki, he said, he who remains said, this equation can't be changed. Like, and Loki, his whole objective is trying to change the outcome of what he who remains, aka King, already has set up. But it was like, no matter what, like even what Thanos said, I'm inevitable. Anywhere you go, any kind of path you take, it leads you right back here. That's it.
The sacred timeline.
The sacred timeline.
We live in that. This is the sacred timeline. It's in the scriptures. The prophecy is the sacred timeline.
Yep.
Right.
So go back to
So book of Ecclesiastes chapter 8 verse 13. But it shall not be well with the wicked, neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow, because he feareth not before your house.
No, straight lazy. You can't get past. You ain't gonna be able to prolong your days past the Lord got you. Designated for. You know what I'm saying? That's all the stuff you're doing. All the Lord's been having you. You can't go against it.
Yeah, well, he told the book of it at the heart. You know, like the reason he turned it, he gave him the mind of the beast, was specifically to let him understand that it's the Most High. You think if it was the way that you think it was, you don't think that the Egyptians would have still been in power? If the Assyrians would have still been in power? Every time a nation went down, the Lord was raising up somebody else to come and take them down. The Lord raised up Alexander. He raised up the Greeks. It's prophesied. And when Alexander came and took over, they showed it to me. You know, because Daniel, what's that, Daniel 7, and even in Daniel 2, Daniel spoke about it. And when Alexander came there, they were like, yo, you're the ego. You know? He like, I'm the ego. You know what I mean? So it's all in there. And they told him exactly what he was going to do. Yeah. That he was set up to do this from the beginning. Not his father, it was him. Because his father had already started the plan of Pan-Hellenism. And it was him that the Lord said, no, you're going to be the one to accelerate it. You know? So going back to 1 Thessalonians, the prologue, it says, Paul's labors as a spiritual parent to the fledgling church have been richly rewarded, and his affection is visible in every line of his letter. The only problem that had arisen concerned the return of Hamashiach. Paul wrote to encourage the Thessalonians that the Lord's return should bring hope and comfort to them. As they waited for this glorious day, however, the church was to keep living as they had, to excel in their faith, to increase in their love for one another, and to rejoice, pray, and give thanks always. All right, that's the same message that we have till today. All right, so like the Apostle Paul said in 2 Thessalonians, the 3rd chapter, that what? That you believe what we're saying, whether it be by word or by epistle. All right, because we're doing the same thing. We're in the same stead as the men of old, because we're carrying the same spirits. The Lord doesn't just, just one day, this time, in the ancient one, I'm going to communicate with you a prophet, but this time I'm just not going to do it. This time you're going to see me in the churches, pastors who are sweating, bald, clean-shaven, right? The Lord, he doesn't just come up with new concepts like that, right? He might do a deviation of the same thing, right? Meaning he might go to captivity, but in a different empire. It's still captivity. But he's not going to say, okay, well, the new people that are going to be prophesying is going to be women now. I'm not going to use prophet, I'm just going to use women to prophesy. Like what?
Read it good, there you go. Everything that's happening is something that's already set.
Sí, nosotros somos las que son. No, porque yo soy la gente que, por ejemplo,
The most I intervening necessarily because he set it up to happen that way.
Going back to 1 Thessalonians, the 5th chapter, it says, but of the times and the brethren, 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 1. It says, but of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you.
Right, the times is talking about, like, this is the times, meaning events, things that are taking place, right? Because in 2nd Ezra 9, the angel told Ezra to measure down the time of diligence for themselves. But when you see part of the signs that are coming back, so what's right with the way he's looking at it? He's paying attention to the rest is right here against the edge. All right? If he wasn't, he wouldn't have been afraid when he saw those visions. He said, all right, that's the word.
Ezra actually does witness. He talks about it in 2nd Ezra the 13th chapter in detail as to what happens to America, what happens to Esau and his kingdom. Same thing is written in Revelation the 7th chapter, Revelation the 12th chapter, okay, about the war in heaven. So again, Esau, your plans are there. We're hearing it because you're coming out and talking to the word about it, right? About the agenda 2025, agenda 2030, you own nothing, and you have all that bullshit. Right? Psalm 2 tells you that what? Why do they evil reigns when people imagine a vain thing? That's a vain thing. Alright, we're here to tell you that's a vain thing. It will never come to pass. Alright, according to the Holy Scriptures, man. The Lord has spoken, who can but prophesy? Alright? So let's continue. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 2. It says, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord is coming as a thief in the night.
Agarremos una.
That's why the scriptures say, going to use the design the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? Alright, because a lot of people, when they think of the day of the Lord, they don't understand that it is coming with destruction. What did the Lord say? He's coming with fire and a whirlwind, you know, and fury and his indignation. And we knew that was coming, but we still want the Lord to come back anyway. Because we understand why that needs to take place. You know, this place is beyond here. What's that, Jeremiah 51? You cannot use this place, so it needs to go. You know, when you have something that you use, and it gets broken beyond repair, what happens? It doesn't matter how much it is, you get something new. And that's what you have.
It's kind of known to coming as a thief at night. It's like when a thief comes at night, it's not that whole him being in the house. He just didn't pop up there. There was a whole preparation that happens for him to come as that thief in the night. He probably came in the daytime, scoped it out, looked at it, see what time. It takes weeks probably to try to plan an actual heist to get off unaware. So what the Lord did for us, He allowed us to see the preparation of Him coming. We see how, like, this is a sign. This is what it's going to look like when I'm about to come. This is what this is going to look like. Yeah,
Right.
that right there, you see that house? When they leave, that's what that's going to do. If I ran into that, that's probably what happened. Hey, it's definitely what you want. But hey, when people become more and more wicked, like the Lord said, like this place, like the hurtful works of the good. I shall hold my tongue and no touching their wickedness. So now we're seeing all these things happening. The Lord allowed us, gave us the understanding of the preparation of Him coming. So when He actually does come to the house, remember He said, I should enter the house of the thief. He's coming like a thief in the night, into the house of the thief. But when He said when He comes like the comes in like a thief, it's not for us. It's for the ones that were not watching the whole time. That was not prepared, that did not get the understanding of the preparation of Him to come. That's why Yahweh shall say, as I say to you, I say, oh, why?
Jeremiah 51:8 in the NLT. But suddenly Babylon too has fallen. Weep for her. Give her medicine. Perhaps she can yet be healed.
Now, you know this is a suddenly, right? But in reality, he said, because if you can watch him, you can see all of this. It's not sudden money. You go back years ago, you know, you can see all years. The Lord that haven't been paying attention, he said, oh shit, what happened? The economy just go back down the road. All of a sudden, my banks are shutting down. I can't go get my money from the deposits that I made. Like, I'm telling you, since April, that fucking SVB bank went down. We said it's gonna be a trend. You know, you had Jamie Dimon, all right? He the CEO of JP Morgan. He came out and said that. Yeah, he came out and said that basically the government should start taking a seizure of people's assets.
Oh, he just liquidated a bunch of stocks for the first time ever. And you know when they do that, they trying to pull out.
Yep. And I believe he hit Morgan Stanley and JP Morgan. And they both bought pretty much, I forget what the number was, like something crazy, like some crazy amount of Bitcoin, like actual Bitcoin that they actually purchased. And I believe 2 months ago, he came out, Jamie Dimon came out and said he's going to basically fire anybody who buys Bitcoin. Anyone who's affiliated with Bitcoin and it's going down, don't worry about it. I will push you away if I caught you using it. And boom, he goes and buys a whole bunch of it. What was going on with that? That's what they do, man. It's all fraud. A whole bunch of fraudulent things, man.
Big bank in a country that's well known for electronics.
And guess what? Americans are the ones who are going to feel it the most. All right, scripture says that what? They shall lament for the teeth. All these things that you're seeing around the world that you might not think affects you, guess what? It's going to come back to affect you. All right, you had the Panama Canal. Is it the Panama Canal? Or the Suez? Which one of them that has? Yeah. Locked off. Yeah, Suez Canal. Right? You got that going on. All right, you know how much money that goes out every time that shit happens, man? They say millions, if not billions, a day. And that's affecting the world economy. It might not affect the average Joe because you still get your paycheck to paycheck, but guess what? This shit builds up.
They said that, I think it's the East China Sea and the whole Persian Gulf. Those two, we have a lot of heightened tensions in military activity right now because the whole Taiwan thing over there, what's going on with Israel. If those two areas, basically shipments, because of the military problem, if it gets blocked, the whole world will stop instantly. Because the East China Sea is where you get a lot of goods and services, and Persia is where you get a lot of oil. So if you're not able to get your oil, if you're not able to get your goods, a lot of food, grain, all that, and you got the Black Sea going on with Russia and Ukraine. So you can literally, in 3 different locations where war is happening, being built right now, can completely shut the whole world down. Food, oil, and goods and services, like goods. Everything will just be shut down in an instant.
Because they always think of that. So ultimately, it's like structural business. And if you want somebody to come in and say, hey, I'm going to take my money out, you're going to find out, hey, the bank is so huge amount, but you have right in there inside of your bank at a given day. You know what I mean? That means for the trees in that account. They said he's getting about $2,000. So if the world is stopped, that people are flying and coming. You got to be in the earth. And like I said before, they think that the second you take a low fall, they just respawn. You turn around, you come back, you come back again. It's like it's blind to those trucks that are going $1,000. Guess what? The trucks got to pick up these factories and docks and warehouses, right? But the ships got to bring it over there. So if the ship stops, it doesn't come over there. And then that clean gets cut off, and then that's it. It's like drinking water from the shore, and then you pull the straw out the bottle, and you see whatever you see, and what's left over, it's over. Nothing else is going to be strong. One thing I'm also noticing is that a lot of products that you get from the store has a shorter shelf life. All of a sudden, I remember like years ago, you buy like a can of food or whatever, it lasts for years. You're like, oh, yeah, I got to 2025, oh, we good. I can stock up on this. Nowadays, you get the shit, and they're like, oh, best used by September 2023. You're like, we're in November. Why the fuck is this still on the shelf?
Already expired.
It already expired. So if you're not paying attention, you pick up some shit that's already expired, man. And a lot of people out here thinking you're gonna stack up on some shit. Nigga, it's expired in 2 months. Yeah.
Hey, that's why in Revelation, when it says that the merchants standing afar off shall see, shall weep, seeing the word. Is what? Those merchants, those is how they get, those are how other countries get paid money. When a whole cruise situation, when the cruise line stopped working, I remember when I went on a cruise last year, this year, and I was talking to a lady from the Philippines, and she was like, oh, I hope that never happens again. I hope it never happens again. Like, we need this, my country, this, like, what she does, she was a servant. But she was like, her doing that, she gets paid a lot more, a lot of money based off of her economy over there in the Philippines. And she was like, yeah, we need the tourists, like, we need basically the American money and the westernized money in order to send the money back to our country, so our country will be able to operate, efficiently. Like the money that she makes, she was able to send her child to college, being a son over in the Philippines. So it's like, that's why these merchants are gonna well when they see Babylon get ashore, because like all these other countries you see made in Vietnam, made in Cambodia, all that shit, they're gonna be done. Those other countries in the East, they're gonna be poor. Everything's gonna go back to ground zero when the Babylon is done. In the kingdom of heaven, which is Israel, that's what's going to be the next kingdom to rise. You're not going to have any other rich kingdoms after this.
Right? They drink food, cups. Nigga can walk into a store and be like, hey, you, $100,000. Yeah, you see that video? He's going around buying all these brand new cars. He's like, give me the most expensive car. Nigga said 2.5 mil. He said, that's it. Nah, I need more. This is life. I need more. And he had niggas carrying his suitcase full of money. Just a whole bunch of paper just running around with that shit. A little turban on his head. I'm like, damn, I have brother. He lives down there. He calls it the kingdom. That's what he calls it. Like a little asshole, man. They have no idea what we're waiting for. All right? That's why. Exactly. And more. All right? All the riches that you Rothschilds are sitting on, whether it be 500 trillion in gold or whatever it is, right? Because we know you possess, what was it, 1% of the world's population possesses 99% of the global wealth. Right? And then the 99% of the population gets to expand on just 1% of the world's wealth. How do you expect that to work? That's that it.
So in the kingdom, we're not going to be going with Benjamin. We're not looking for that. Frankly, we're going to have gold. As a matter of fact, when you go to the time of, I think around 1650 to 68, when James versus Britain against the Romans, they actually started printing their own money, with their faces on it. And they lasted for like 2 years until the Greek dogs came up in there and tore everything up, But it goes to show you, like, in the scriptures it talks about the shekel, So we had our own currency, like our own form of dealing, and it wasn't with paper. Those IOUs came about later on here, and they're really supposed to be IOUs. Now people have turned them into like, this is the actual thing. No, they said, hey, I'm gonna give you this, and I owe you gold. I'm gonna take away the gold, and now I'm gonna give you paper. What's the paper gonna do? All you're telling me is you're gonna pay me back. I'm gonna give you a car because you told me you're gonna pay me back. I'll give you a house because you told me you're gonna pay me back. I'll give you services because you're giving me, and I'm gonna pay you back. That's it.
Hey, eventually, man, the average American, or shit, all of Americans, they're gonna realize that you've been living in a world of scam. All right, everything is a scam, bro. Getting a license, getting registrations, all these different things is all a scam in the system to get you into that bond of slavery. All right, which is what being subject to payments all the time. That's all they need to do. If I get you to come in and start paying these payments, you're done. You're locked in for life because now you got to work and keep working to pay these payments off. It's all based on fraud. It's all based on lies, man. And we're going to get into it. We're going to explore all that on a different day. But, man, you people are about to wake up to a hard reality. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to see, like, damn, this devil's really wicked. Yeah, he's damn right they're wicked. What do you think we're here for? What do you think we've been telling you this whole time, man? Why do you think they come up with all these words to create fear in your mind so you don't discuss how wicked they are? We don't care about that. We just come straight from what the scriptures are saying. We don't care who's offended by that. Well, you gonna fight against the Heavenly Father? That spirit's gonna be dead very soon too, man. Are you rebelling against the Lord like that? Shit.
Yeah, that's why the Lord said we should stand up against the evil. We should rise up against the evil because most people don't want to do that. Bro. You know, most people are too afraid to actually speak the truth.
What's this guy, Shannon Sharp? He came out and criticized LeBron a little bit. Got a little backlash and started apologizing. All you niggas that you come up with like last year. You got dudes who come out and say, hey, we're Israelites, this and that. And then he comes down, I apologize, you know, my mom was bugged out, I didn't know what I was saying. You know, we're not Israelites. Oh, Amari started mine. That punk ass bitch, man. Nick Cannon, right?
Yo, imagine if they started doing that now. Like, imagine the Lord had them like, well, everything's going on with like now, then they just came out and said that.
They wouldn't dare. They wouldn't dare. You know? But they
might even apologize.
They'd be like that dude that came on RT News. He's wearing the
Mouth dry as hell.
That's actually the city Grand Central Station, and they have a protest, and they like this was some fake blood, and of course all of that. They said the Palestinians, you know, they've been bugging out last week, but it's like, you know, they still bombing you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like that's how you know the Lord the Lord is smoking Israelites right now, right? Y'all was part of it too. Y'all part of it, man. And the Lord is getting you right now, but don't worry, Emmy's next.
Jeremiah 51:9 in the NLT. We would have helped her if we could, but nothing can save her now.
There's literally nowhere. You honestly think that the Fed is trying to help this place? They're trying to help this place die. They're like a hospital. You know, they come in here to give people infections. That's what they're doing. When they're raising these things, is they're really increasing the dosage to run this place down.
That's what they numb you. But you still feel it, but you just can't actually showcase it. And that's what Esau's doing. With this whole them coming out every 2 weeks, Jerome Powell saying how anything is smooth landing, soft. We're gonna have a soft landing. They're just numbing people because now when people see him talk, they're just like, I want to hear this. You're saying the same thing over and over. So they're just numb to the fact that shit's still rising. The cost of living is still going up. Shit's getting harder and harder every day. But now you're just numb to it because you just started hearing the same rhetoric over and over and over. Right.
And it's done by design. They do it on purpose, bro. Like, how many times have we gone into videos where we actually break down the words that they're using, and you be like, oh shit, I didn't think that's what you're saying. It's done by design. Hell no.
It's like telling them, hey, I'm actually putting poison here.
Right.
They'll tell them they're putting what's that, artificial artifacts. Right. You know, whatever in there.
Bioengineer.
Judgment coming. This Jeremiah 9:25. Behold, the days come, said the Lord, I will punish all them which are circumcised with the uncircumcised. Egypt and Judah and Edom and all the children of Ammon and Moab, all that are in the utmost corners that dwell in the wilderness, for all these nations are uncircumcised, and all the house of Israel are uncircumcised in heart.
So again, in other words, the Lord is basically putting out the shots. You know, that all of you gonna get cooked when the time of judgment comes, unless you are the elect. You know, because being uncircumcised in heart is basically you're saying that you're not pure in the eyes of the Heavenly Father. You're spiritual heathen. There you go. You know what I'm saying? And that's the 2/3 of our people today. They're all spiritual heathens because guess what? The most people who come against us the most is our people, man. You know, for the most part, it's our people. Why? Why is that? You see, now you understand why the Lord is going to bring that judgment upon the Israelites, man. You know, like it tells you, I believe it's 1 or 2 Peter the 17th, 4 and 17. That's right. You know that the judgment is going to start in the house of the Lord first. You know, And that
Most I want to judge them. You know? No, he actually does. Because of all the shit that they've done. You know, so they have to get judged. So there's no way you ain't gonna have a wicked Israelite that is not meant to be righteous. Like what do you say? Can you bring a clean out of the right? Or clean out of the straight out of the wicked? And the reason is you can say, well, you want to clean out the wicked. If that's what that means you were always meant to be clean. If you were always meant to be clean. You just look like me for like gold. Gold is good, it's still gold. And they just do all these things that are not this between you know, like the scripture reprobates over, you know? So the comparison when you visualize to that, like the elder said, that cross, which is unwanted. It's so unwanted, you gotta use fire to get it off. You know, it's just and that's what the Lord is doing. But really what the Lord is doing is, out of the whole nation, he's taking out the light, which is their gold, and he's burning everything else.
Second Esdras 9 verse 20. So I considered the world, and behold, there was peril because of the devices to it. And I saw and spared it greatly, and have kept me a grape of the cluster, and a plant of a great people. Let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain, and let my grape be kept, and my plant, for with great labor have I made it perfect.
That's what like the metaphor is using actual planting. Because with great labor, when you plant, like a grape you gotta make sure that you till it. You know, you gotta make sure that you're taking out the weeds, you know, you're making sure that it's growing properly, watering it and everything. So that's what the Lord is doing with us. As it says, let my grape be kept, and then burn the rest. All I'm concerned about is my portion.
And you said, because with great labor have I made it perfect. What was that great labor? For Yahushua did. That was the great labor. That's why he said, this is my blood, which is shed for many. Like, that's a very, what he did was very important for the elect of Israel, so that in this time, even though we were going to be completely filthy and completely worthy to receive salvation, we actually still going to get it because of his great labor. So everybody else that is a part of Israel that are not a part of the elect, they're going in vain, technically. And it's not the first time that Yahweh is going to actually destroy wicked Israelites. He did it during the first flood. During the first death. Because there was many sons of God. When Genesis the 6th chapter starts, it starts with the sons of God going off. He was like, oh, he's like, oh, I gotta get rid of him. He repents of me for making it. From letting them beings and spirits of man. Because my flesh, my spirit can't dwell with man forever. And look what they do. Look how they going off. But then what? He found Noah, which was righteous in his generation. And that's what willing, and what that word means, Noah means comfort. And through the Ruach HaKodesh, which is the Holy Spirit, we will get preserved in the spiritual heart, which is actually being taken up into the physical, which is the chariot.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 5, verse 1. It says, now will I sing to my well-beloved a song of my beloved touching his vineyard.
Yeah, what you see, the Israelites touching his vineyard. Like the elder, the Tazalon was bringing up high, remove the weeds and all of that. He's about to touch on it. Because Israel was his vineyard,
It says, my well-beloved hath a vineyard in a merry, fruitful hill.
And that fruitful hill was what? The land of Israel. You know what I mean? The fertile crescent. Going from actually, when you go to Abraham's blessing, from the now all the way running into Saudi Arabia, that whole perimeter,
My well-beloved hath a vineyard in a very fruitful hill, and he fenced it and gathered out the stones thereof.
Yeah, he separated the heathens from us, kicked the Canaanites out, you know what I'm saying, that was up in the land and gave it up to us. So he said what? He fenced it, because why you gotta fence it? You keep the heathens and the other nations out. You keep the raccoons out. You can't plant crops or work a vineyard and you go, then the scavengers gonna come. You gotta protect it. Anything of value must be protected.
It says, and gathered out the stones thereof, and planted it with the choicest vine, and built a tower in the midst of it.
And planted it with the choicest vine. That's the prophets, the lineage. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and built the tower in the midst of it. All the prophets come through who? The Israelites. That's why I trip out. Like, y'all gotta be out of your damn mind to say Muhammad is a prophet of the Lord and he's from the nation of Ishmael. But all of the Lord's other prophets was Israelites. So why did the Lord make all of his prophets Israelites, but the last prophet is an Ishmael? That don't fucking make sense. And if he's the last prophet, who are we? You know what I'm saying? And he was born 600 years after the Lord died. He came on the scene 630 AD. So the thing is, like, he said he planted a tower in the midst thereof, talking about that vineyard, because what brothers was hitting on was an actual metaphor that the Lord broke down of the nation of Israel that we're touching on. So that tower he put in his vineyard was what the prophets, the watchtower. All prophets come from the bells of Israel. You know?
It says, and also made a wine press therein.
Right, all the truth come through the Israelites. The real truth, and that's even people follow us to this day in wickedness. We the trendsetters, we everything. But the main thing, hey, but if the salt has lost its flavor, it's been good for what? For nothing. So all the truth, all the aspects, what you think about this, what you think about that, what you think I should do, a lot of them people be going to Israelites on the low. A lot of these doctors, they be dealing with like low-level, shadow band Israelites that they be grabbing their information from in order for them to become great. The wine press, the truth, come through what? Through our people. We don't know.
It says, and he looked that it should bring forth grapes.
And then look, he planted this seed. He's like, all right, it shall bring forth grapes. We don't.
And it brought forth wild grapes.
And that goes into the wild olive tree. That goes into the Israelite fauna. Yeah, they Israelites by blood, but what the Lord planted, that, I mean, through the spirit, you dig deep. That's what's supposed to have sprouts, if you dig deep. But if you deal a little more simple, based on this analogy, right? What came up was wild grapes. So now it's like, hey, you even got niggas, a gang out here, and it's really from California, they call the Grape Street Crips, right? Them niggas is terrorists on another level. But he said what? Instead of they walk for grape, it's funny, the Lord using this, and it's actually a gang called the Grape Streets, right? He said, you know, yeah, it's really a gang. He said instead of regular grapes, they walk for wild grapes, going into the Israelite fauna.
Verse 3, and now all inhabitants of Jerusalem and men of Judah, judge, I pray you, betwixt me and my vineyard. What could have been done more to my vineyard?
Yeah, because he was the perfect cultivator. He was like, the more that I have done, I've been a perfect husband. And you just shooting on me.
It says, what could have been done more to my vineyard that I have not done in it? Wherefore, when I looked that it should bring forth grapes, brought it forth wild grapes.
Yeah, and that's you niggas, that's today. But the elect gonna be delivered out of it. But the Lord was a perfect husband, and he did everything in his power to make sure Israel was right. And what brought forth was a bunch of grimy ass niggas. That's like you plant strawberries and get that poison ivy. You like, man, what the fuck? And you go back to the dude who gave you the seed, you like, nah, I gave you fucking strawberries, man. They be like, yo, I'm growing fucking poison ivy. You know what I mean? And that's who Jason, the Lord gonna get rid of you. 2/3 to save the elect. But that's it. But since brothers were sitting on that plant perspective, I knew the Lord had a perfect scripture in there, which is Isaiah 5 that touched on it. So y'all brothers got it.
Jeremiah 24:1. The Lord shewed me, and behold, 2 baskets of figs were set before the temple of the Lord. After that Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, had carried away captive Jeconiah, the son of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, and the princes of Judah, with the carpenters and smiths from Jerusalem, and had brought them to Babylon. One basket had very good figs, even like the figs that are first ripe, and the other basket had very naughty figs, which could not be eaten. They were so bad. Yeah, that's how niggas are. That's how the 2/3 are.
The other day I had some grapes and I was biting into a rotten grape, and that was the most disgusting feeling. I spit that shit out, I threw it out the mouth like, man, what the fuck? I was almost threw out the whole cluster of grapes. I was like, nah, there's still some good ones in there. But that's that nasty fruit. There's nothing worse than that, because you're expecting something sweet and you get something opposite. Something detestable, something nasty. And that's how it is. The Lord wants to bite into that fruit, which is the elect, and get that sweet taste. But then when he bites into you niggas, he gets that rotten, nasty ass taste. So you're gonna get spewed out.
Hey,
Why is that? Because they're still of the first Adam. You know, they're still wicked Israelites who really are the first Adam. So they're still sons of God, but they're not of the pureness of Yahushua. And that's why being born in Yahushua makes you actually a savior to the Most High. That's why, as Scripture says, you gotta born again, spiritually. You can't be in that first Adam type of mindset because Adam went off. He was no longer in the eyes of the Lord, like a pure man, mate. So that's why when Yahushua had to come and do what he did, that's when it became renewed and not exactly the scripture, but it said that we were dead, and now we're alive again in Yahushua. The sons of God, except Yahushua, is the only one that actually experienced immortality. And that's why Yahushua said, give me the glory that I had from you from the beginning. And before all this, before you gave me the woman, I was immortal. I need that back. And now we're trying to, but hey, that's why through him, through her, we all died. And now we're trying to get to that spot. That's why Yahushua said, let them that believe on me be where I'm at. Where is that? He's in immortality. Yep. Hey, because if Solomon never had no woman, he might have still been alive today because he never went off. Solomon still would have been here.
If you really check it out, when you outside of a relationship, you flourish. Even if you flourishing in a relationship, if you wasn't, and I'm not promoting this, if you were the woman, she was right by your statement. But I'm just saying, if you're single and on your shit, you flourish. But when you get in a relationship, like you can still do what you do, but you're not operating like at your full potential unless the woman is like really an asset to you. But most women are liabilities. They're not like an asset. And you can't really get mad. They kind of like designed like that by their nature. But a lot of times, like, hey, my brother right here, in 2019, before he met his love, he came through like this. Hate to put you on the spot. Now, bro still in shape, but his shit ain't as potent. Forgive me, curse me out later. But I like, yo, before you came through like Hercules. Now you're a little down, but it's all good though. But
Like,
that's
you had
kind of
mentioned before too. You said when you losing one, you gain another. So you
Yeah.
might lose the physical muscle, but the spiritual is elevated.
Hey, that's a good point. So we always trying to work. We always but hey, we always right though, because everything has a balance though. We always trying to work. We always trying to work out that balance. You know, but one thing, because that's what Adam was doing, like kind of fine. But once Eve came and he took, you know, he had Jake. He said it was the woman you gave. Now then he tried to like, nah, it was what you did. And guess what? Jakes do that today, and that's how you know we the people of the Lord. Like if you get on them and curse them out, they find a way of you doing something similar and turn the whole conversation about you to where it's no longer about what they did. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they try to push the accountability though. And that's what Adam did, basically, the house with the father. And that's some slick shit, that's Jake shit, but the father was like, nah, nigga, you gotta get punished, her and him and the serpent, and the judgment came down. You know, but Jake kind of flourished and do a lot better in a so-called carnal and tangible dealings, but actually without Eve. So for you to take on the Eve should be grateful. Because it's like, yo, don't you know I put some of my life on hold just dealing with you? She should be like grateful and more appreciative that you took her in. Instead of like, I'm
1 Corinthians 15 and 45. The scriptures tell us, this is an NLT, the scriptures tell us the first man, Adam, became a living person, but the last Adam, that is, Hamashiach, is a life-giving spirit. What comes first is the natural body, then the spiritual body comes later. Yeah, so that shows you, at first he came, like, it's kind of spiritual because he mentioned that analogy about the brother in the flesh, but he grew in the spirit. But ultimately, that's Yahweh Shai. When he was at Adam, he fell, but then when he came back as Yahweh Shai, he became a life-giving spirit, a quickening spirit. So he's able to give us life. Even though he through him came death, now he brought it back, and now he becomes life. So it's all the Lord bringing it full circle.
Hey, Yahweh Shai was from the beginning. I know we got to go back to that. The last thing I'm saying, from the beginning, we were supposed to get immortality through Adam. No, if he was going to reproduce, if he was already eating of the tree of life. She was eating of the tree of life. So when they were starting to have kids, they were just going to just be immortal. The sons of God on the earth. And that's what it was going to be from the beginning. But then, obviously, it fell, so Yahweh Shai had to come in and actually suffer. He had to learn obedience through suffering. Because he didn't learn obedience as Adam. So that's why he went off from what Yahweh told him to do. So when he came back, he learned it through suffering. And that suffering is how he got the glory. And through that, we now, I think it's in Galatians, that now we are the seed of a Mashiach. Spiritually first. And then we actually get the bodies to match that. To be like him.
I was going to say that's what Yahweh Shai told John, and that's what he meant by the book. He said, I was alive and died. So he died first as Adam. He wasn't supposed to die technically, but that's what he died. Now he said, I'm alive evermore. That's what he got it all back. He got beat. That's how we're getting back to Yahweh. He already went back to the Heavenly Father. That's Yahweh Shai. It was already immortality. He had it, but when he did that act of the cross, that was for us. That's what was important of Yahweh Shai. That's what we got to put Yahweh Shai. Because without that, there would be none of this. Which is where we exterminated suddenly. He ain't come back on the earth yet. He ain't come back on the earth.
Father should give them back that glory that we had with him in the beginning. Right, that's the same glory that we're attaining for. The same thing, because exactly. How should I look at the book of I want to say Romans, the Apostle Paul, or it might be second or first Peter, where they talk about how all the sufferings that we go through, the afflictions, right, it's nothing compared to the glory. You know, the glory that we're going to receive, right? We're willing to return hands with God. Right, but remember, he was with the Lord from the beginning. All right, got a good precept. There's a book of Proverbs, chapter 8, starting from verse 22. It says, the Lord Yahweh possessed me in the beginning of his way, before his works of old. I was set up from everlasting, from the beginning, or ever the earth was. When there was no depths, I was brought forth. That's how Proverbs 8. When there were no depths, I was brought forth. When there were no fountains abounding with water. Before the mountains were settled, before the hills was I brought forth. While as yet he had not made the earth, nor the fields, nor the highest part of the dust of the world. When he prepared the heavens, I was there. When he set a compass upon the face of the earth and of the depth, when he established the clouds above, when he strengthened the fountains of the deep, when he gave to the sea his decree that the waters should not pass his commandment, when he appointed the foundations of the earth, then I was by him, as one brought up with him, and I was daily his delight, rejoicing always before him, rejoicing in the habitable part of his earth. And my delights were with the sons of men. Now therefore hearken unto me, O ye children, for blessed are they that keep my ways. Hear my instruction, and be wise, and refuse it not. Blessed is the man that heareth me, watching daily at my gates, waiting at the posts of my doors. So that's going back to what we're gonna jump back into. All right, going into what your house trying to talk about the good man. If you're watching, when the thief comes in, you're not gonna be caught off guard. Okay, so if you're listening and paying attention, what you gonna do? You're gonna be on watchtower. Right? You're gonna be on guard. Right?
Says the spirit of wisdom rests upon him. He is wisdom. Wisdom is him.
It says, if wisdom was a person, that's your house. Right, yeah, like,
yeah, that's it. That's so why? Ecclesiastes 24, verse 8, talking about wisdom. So the creator of all things gave me a commandment. Oh wait, no, let me start at verse 7. It says, with all these I sought rest, and in whose inheritance shall I abide? This is wisdom speaking. So the creator of all things gave me a commandment, and he that made me caused my tabernacle to rest, and said, let thy dwelling be in Jacob, and thine inheritance in Israel. He created me from the beginning before the world, and I shall never fail. In the holy tabernacle I served before him, and so I was established in Zion. So that's why Yahweh Shai is specifically saying he moved him from being like to his brother. Because he had to be, the Lord, the Heavenly Father commanded him for him to be as a man in a particular nation of people, which is Israel. That's why the actual wisdom, I believe, Isaiah the 2nd chapter, all nations are going to flow into Zion, into Jerusalem. Because the actual wisdom of the Creator is only in Israel. You can't find the wisdom of the Creator of existence anywhere else. Solomon was an Israelite. The wisest man on the earth was an Israelite. That's it. The greatest king.
Most High created wisdom. So how does he have wisdom? He created wisdom, right? What kind of wisdom does he have? So he's wise, but he created wisdom.
That's why he said, I am. Like you can't say, the Heavenly Father, I'm wisdom. Like I'm above wisdom. I'm above wisdom. That's it. I am that I am. You can't label me. It's high. It's high. It's like, yes.
Yeah, that's what I think. It's from it. Just give a little piece of it.
saying, why would you want another woman though? Why would you want that? Like, you're not a man. Like our ways of looking at shit and our way of thinking is opposite from yours. We don't share the same way. And if you try to come on my level, you're gonna walk with them. And if we try to come on the level and we're gonna try to wrap our minds around how we get
Proverbs 8, verse 35 and 36, it says, "For whoso findeth me findeth life, and shall obtain favor of the heavenly Father Yahweh. But he that sinneth against me wrongeth his own soul, all they that hate me of
Because if you actually attain wisdom, that actually tells you something about you. Because I know what it takes in order for you to do that. That's why really the only the wise recognize otherwise. Because only somebody that's going through that danger to attain wisdom can recognize somebody else who has that wisdom. And that's why it is we can see people and talk to them and come down to that level and have those conversations with them. But they can't really come up to the level to have these kinds of conversations with us. So you notice when you talk to people, you're always dialing down what, the fullness of the conversation. And that's why, exactly. And that's why when we talk about ourselves, we're always there. That's it. We finish each other's sentences.
It's on another level. So it's really on another level. Because it's really, when we speak, Howard Shai shows up. There's nobody else can say, oh, when we talk, the Son of God comes. We commune with the Son of God.
In there, listen.
He's in there.
He just talks to us.
Yep.
That's great. Oh my God.
It's like a spiritual frequency that only the elect can tap into. Everybody else is like, it's just like radio, radio. Yeah, it's just static noise.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 5. Talk about it, man. I can go back to that. Revelation chapter 5, verse 12. It says, saying with a loud voice, worthy is the Lamb that was slain to receive power, and riches, and wisdom, and strength, and honor, and glory, and blessing. The Lamb being who? Yahweh Shai. Verse 13. And every creature which is in heaven, which we haven't seen yet, and on the earth, and under the earth, which is like bugs and stuff, I would say, and such as are in the sea, and all that are in them, heard I saying, blessing and honor and glory and power be unto him that sitteth upon the throne, and unto the Lamb forever and ever.
That is the authority of everything. All existence. That's why we're very blessed. We're blessed, man. We're blessed. I'm not trying. But we're blessed because, this is really, we're really employed by the King of the Universe to do a very important job. And I always say, man, that we don't actually see the magnitude of what we're doing until the Lord actually reveals to us the fullness of it. As in, when you actually see the new kings come in, and the Lord lets you know, like, look, here's a crown because you are actually one of the workers and the laborers that help usher in this kingdom that you are now living in. So to be able to stand on the earth when it's renewed, can you imagine that? The pillar in the temple of my God, and that's eternal. That's eternal. Like nobody can look at that and say, I'm going to get to that point. Can you imagine that? So you will. Nobody can actually come to you like in the kingdom and say, I'd love to be like you, so in the future I'll be like you. That's it. That's the level that nobody can ever attain to.
Hey, you know, even in this world, when somebody becomes immortalized in the world, so to speak, right? Look how people look at them. You know, like, let's say, like, even in the music world, if you become, you know, you sign to a contract or whatever, and you go into one of these music records, they show you the records on the wall, you know, you're looking at these names, all these performances, like, oh, this guy was in the 50s, Elvis Presley, and all these, you look at it and you're like, damn, bro, I want to be like that. Look, bro, they were selling records, they were number one in the Billboard. It's captivating. But these people are looked at as icons. They're looked at as, you know, gods in this world, so to speak. And that's in this world. Like the Apostle Paul said, that these people who strive for corruptible crown, right? In every sport, in every genre, whatever it is in this world, in every domain, there's always somebody at the top. There's always some people at the top that people look up to. People aspire to be like. In basketball, you got Michael Jordan. In baseball, you got Babe Ruth and all these different people. In boxing, you got Muhammad Ali. And there's always some type of figure, music, Michael Jackson. It's like high caliber, right? Iconic, so to speak, right? Godlike, you know? And that's Esau's left-handed way of trying to show you as above, so below. That the Lord deals with order in the heavens. Esau's trying to do the same thing here, but just on the left-hand side. Because all that, you know, grandeur and you know, adulation, all this shit, guess what? It's manufactured. It's not organic. Like, you're not that talented, nigga. They made you. That's why they can break you. Look at Kanye. This nigga lost billions overnight because he spoke against the wrong people. So they can make you or break you, but the Heavenly Father's the one who's going to make his elect. He's already done so. It's in the book of Revelation, the 21st chapter. It talks about the kingdom. It talks about New Jerusalem coming down from heaven, from God. What is that about? John has already seen it. So the victory's already been had. All right, there's nothing you can do about it. Guess what? That's the so-called post-apocalyptic world, so to speak. That is the kingdom of heaven. It exists already.
Like if you went into the future, White House.
Yeah.
You know that no matter what happens, number one, so that already goes to show you. But like you said, the point that you're making is that in basketball, we look at like right? In baseball, we look at you. The Lord is gonna make it to the elect because if you look at God, like basketball players, musicians, art, everybody still looks up to this level. It's not because if I don't play basketball, I don't care about Michael Jordan. Right? If I'm not into music, I'm not care who Elvis Presley is. But I still care who the most high is. Right? So the status the Lord is going to give us is going to be elevated above any domain that exists on the earth.
And on top of that, like for Elvis Presley, for example, he's actually dead.
Right.
So what they actually look at is his accolades. He's only immortalized through his name and what he, like, the things that he's done. The Lord is actually going to immortalize us. So it's not going to be where, like, there needs to be a statue that for you to remind us of, or you have to go to the Hall of Fame of baseball to see. Not like you're gonna see. Oh, these are the same people that were the you know, talented, that had all these things 10,000 years ago. They're still here. They're still the same people. You don't have to be reminded of them through their works. You just see them right now.
That's right.
The memorial. That's it, literally. The living monument. Because the Lord said he created man to be an image of his eternity. Esau creates things to try to last for his image. But what happens? What goes wrong? You got relics, or you got like the ruins. It's called the ruins of Roman temples and stuff. It's just a shell of what it used to be. That's not what the Lord is really going to make us embody what He is in a body, in flesh.
So we're going to literally be immortalized while we're still alive. You know, the immortality doesn't come after you're dead and then your name lives on. Like we talk about Alexander the Great today, but he's been dead for hundreds of years. Prior to the Roman Empire, this thing was already out of there. You know, but we're still talking about. Look at they talk about the Caesars till today. You know, America is built on the concept of the Roman Empire till today. They still carry on all these things. That's why the American dollar, you could read Latin on the damn dollar. What's that all about? You see? So that's, again, going to the point, but this time we're going to be what? Immortalized in person, in the flesh. As in, we're going to be made perfect forever. We're going to be gods on earth, as the scripture said. There you go. That's the first time ever. You know, now you have men who didn't die, they didn't taste death. You know, Elijah, as an example, Enoch, right? The Lord said, Scripture said that they got translated. Now we're gonna receive the same translation when the Lord comes back. He's gonna beam us up too. But we're gonna be what? We're gonna get changed, like the Apostle Paul says in First Thessalonians. Is it First Thessalonians or First Corinthians?
First Thessalonians 4.
4, yeah. Where it talks about the twinkling of an eye we shall be changed, right? So that's all gonna happen right when Yahushua makes his return. Okay? And we hope to be part of the number of men who is gonna beam up.
That's what we were talking about. Like the whole thing about they're going to know that they didn't transition with Yahweh Shai when he destroyed this place. They're going to be born again, and they're going to be told, like, yo, you was this, you was that. Everything will be come back to remembrance. They're like, yo, these are the ones that stood so stiff for my namesake. When 2/3 will be born in the kingdom, he's going to be righteous. She's going to be righteous, but she's also going to be born. We're not going to be born. The elect is going to be transitioned to immortality, to where it's going to be like transition from this state to another state. They're going to be born in natural into it. You know, that's how they're going to inherit it. Because remember, he said the whole city of Israel is going to glory. It's going to be the way you get it. You want to survive his wrath. You want to get it the right way. You want to get it, you know what I mean?
It's really the elect. It's the only ones that's, the scripture says you're going to be joint heirs with.
Right.
So the inheritance is actually really given to the elect. The first fruits. Everybody else, you're just born into the inheritance, but you don't actually get to actually experience the inheritance as the inheritor because we're not going to die. So the only way you actually experience it as us is if we actually die. Well, since we're never going to die, you're only going to experience it as a offspring of the ones who inherit. That's it.
There was a meme that said that first week after you get the you're the hardest week, you say you can laugh. And the reason I'm talking about that is because it's like when you because you're not forgiven, right? But you still got the girl, but you ain't comfortable with it. You know? Yeah, you're not at ease. You eat them and it's like there's eyes on you and shit. That's like when they remember themselves, where it's like, yeah, I made the kingdom, I made it here, but it's like, you know, the way I made it here was not honorable. Right? You know, I made it here because I was forgiven. Like, I was so bad. You know, and it's like, it's going to take some time. That's why it says that they're going to have that everlasting change. Then for a long time, you know, they're going to feel that heaviness. But eventually, you know, it'll get lighter and lighter. But you don't want to, I want to drink wine and be happy drinking it. You know, I don't want to drink wine and remember sorrows. I want to be happy and rejoice. And you know what I want to remember? I was thinking I was trying to go to the crown and saying, well done, my good and faithful servant. That's what I remember when I go to sleep. That's what I remember when I wake up. I don't want to remember getting burnt by missiles and waking up.
He was mad at me.
Yeah, he was mad at me.
I felt his anger.
Mad. You know, when you hear
Drafted and not
and also seeing the elect too. That's how the elect going to be honored. Because they're the ones who are not of the elect, they're going to know that they got this because of Yahushua and the ones that followed them. They got it because of them. So every time you see an elect, every time you see 144,000, it's going to be, thank you. Thank you for standing so stiffly, so that you know we can actually be reborn into Him. That's having the fame. That's having an everlasting fame that the Lord is going to give to His to the elect.
And that's why Esau, our people are going to be stressed out because you're going to see Esau at the bottom. All these nations are going to be at the bottom, and you're going to be on top, and then you're going to be wondering, damn, like, bro, why? I didn't see the prophets. I didn't see the men. These are our kings. These are the men that were out there in the streets. And why didn't you tell me that these are the men out there missing?
They were having some type of derision.
Yeah. You know, you counted our labor for naught. You know what I'm saying? You didn't count our lives as nothing. You know, you pass by and you don't even regard the men of the Lord. You don't even regard what we're saying. Like the Lord said, He said, if not for me, for the very word's sake. You know, don't listen to us. Don't look at us. We're nothing. We're just vessels that the Lord is using to deliver the word that's worthy of for you. If you listen, you will be saved. You know? But guess what? In the kingdom, you're going to have that everlasting shame and contempt because you had the truth and you just didn't listen to it. You were passing by it all the time. You were clicking off the video all the time. You got niggas now talking about, yo, see push lights on that chubby little fat looking. Why you even talking, bro? Like, why are you even talking? Who actually
This is that all we do is the dumb shit.
yeah, like don't be a dumbass. Like in the information age where everybody is privy to all the information that's going on, your best comeback is that's just one bullshit.
What did you say? Fools they know.
Yeah, exactly.
Him saying that testifies that he's a fool.
You know, and he's gonna be destroyed. What does the scripture say? It says what many stripes are made for the backs of fools, man. You know what I'm saying? So you gonna get your stripes, man. There you go.
Priest of 2nd Ezra chapter 2, 2nd Ezra chapter 2, verse 39. It says, which are, no, I'm starting at 37. It says, oh, receive the gift that is given you and be glad, giving thanks unto him that have led you to the heavenly kingdom. That's why when you read the prologue, telling the Thessalonians to be glad, to rejoice. You know, we're going through things, but understanding what we're really talking about, like you can't help but to be happy about what we're, what we're about to experience. Like it doesn't, and that's why Paul said it. Like this is a light affliction compared to what we are really speaking about. And like I said earlier, it's not just words in a book. Like this, it wasn't a dream. It really happened. Like this is really it. Like this is what we already seen all these things happen. It's already written. I think it's second said the kingdom's already prepared for you. Watch what's happened. So it says, arise up and stand. Behold, the number of those that be sealed in the feast of the Lord, which are departed from the shadow of the world and have received glorious garments of the Lord. If anybody wants to stop it. It says, take thy number, O Sion, and shut up those of thine that are clothed in white, which have fulfilled the law of the Lord.
And that's why I said what? Come hither my people and shut up, what's that? 26, where he says, shut up the chambers and shut the doors.
For a little while. It says, till the indignation be overpassed.
You know, so that's those people who are clothed in white linen. It's talking about who? The elect. You know, those start with 144,000 men from 12,000 out of each tribe of the 12 tribes of Israel. It tells you in the book of Revelation, the 7th chapter, it goes through more detail. So again, when you look at this, that alone, what's up with these J's out there, man? This is just a matter of time for the devils to be exposed. The Lord's going to wipe all you devils out. Oh yeah, it's on a whole other level. First time, the whole world is going to tune into these devils. Alright? You watch.
Eso dice, ahorita le está leyendo con otros diferentes.
Ya lo sabe.
The man that sin has to be revealed first. That's what we see happening.
Because guess what? The Bible is going to be a talk of the whole entire world. Because it's very clear, it's evident that, damn, everyone around the world is pitching a fit against the scriptures, man. But guess what? We're the only ones who are standing up against all this bullshit, right? All the wickedness that you see that's being normalized, we're the ones who talk against it, according to the scriptures. So if we don't get to a point where Esau's going to be like, all right, enough is enough. But guess what? That's when the world is going to be like, no, enough is enough with you, nigga. All right? Because the Lord is the one who's putting the spirit upon all flesh. Niggas going to be waking up. Two-thirds going to be waking up. Heathens going to be waking up. Everybody's going to be waking up to your shit, man. Yep.
It tells you the more earth is going.
There you go.
Yep, verse 41. The number of thy children whom thou longest for is fulfilled.
See, that the scriptures talk about that, right? So that's ultimately when the number of the elect has been fully, sealed and activated. And the Lord's like, all right, it's time to go. Because that's ultimately what Jerusalem is from. Because those are the ones who, what's this belief? Look to the east, that sun whom thou sentest the wind, come up, rejoicing.
Gathered by the word.
Yeah, gathered by the word.
And that's why preaching the word with the internet, that's why all this is so powerful, because they're being sealed, the elect, starting with 144,000, they're being sealed by what? Hearing of the word. Not every single solitary 144,000 is going to be somebody that does mad videos. It said that fulfill the law of the Lord. It might have been 144,000 that never did a video. He just believed and told somebody else. That might have just been his prophecy. His way of prophesying, his life, But it starts with hearing the word. That's why faith comes by hearing. And how can you hear without a teacher? So the fact that this you got what four different channels all mass producing this this actual stream going throughout the four corners of the earth. All it takes is for somebody just to hear the word and them being sealed, believing on your house, because that's ultimately how you get delivered. It's not by how many videos you do. It's not by how many laws you keep. Ultimately, you get delivered by what? The faith in your house.
And that's why Esau is doing everything that's politics. It's corrupt. It's working out. It's going to basically all this different shit. Again, they have to start the campaign on dehumanization. Let's demonize the prophets. Let's say that they're the workers of evil, right? Was it Isaiah 5? Those that call evil good and good evil. That's what we're seeing now. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? It's all part of the prophecy. But the Lord is going to do that overture. The more you push, the Bible is wicked. The Israelites are wicked. The world, everybody. Wait, why do you keep saying that they're wicked? We don't see them doing anything wicked. As a matter of fact, we know the track record of you devils, man. Because the works of the Israelites is what? Is revealing all the works that you devils have been doing. It's all piecing everything together. All right? The elder brought out a precept earlier. I forget exactly where he pulled it from, but he was pulling out, the Lord was sending shots out, and he called out the Ammonites, the Moabites, the Edomites, all Jeremiah. Right. Jeremiah 9:25. Right? So now, these people are all coming in like, oh, shit, Ammonites, Moabites, what the hell is that? Well, you got to understand it from here. So now you're piecing the pieces together. Oh, shit, the end time prophecy talks about Ammon, Moab, Edom. Oh, okay, who are those people? In the church, they don't teach you that. Now they want to go to the Apocrypha.
Now we're talking about
Amalek.
But who do? That's how you know that we really at the end of the Lord is having us see it. Because ain't nobody else gonna pick up on that. Okay. Nobody else is gonna pick like, why you saying Amalek? They're like, why you talking about Amalek?
Even if you do but it's all the spirit, like geographical things, because he said what? That when he's talking to Balaam and Balak, he said, well, I will smite the corners of Moab. And when you think about it, Moab actually in modern day time, end time prophecy, sits in the corners of the earth. On the far northeastern corner, you got Asia, you got the Philippines, you got Thailand. That's an actual corner that Moab dwell in, the South China Sea and all of that. So when he said, I will smite the corners of Moab, you actually, if you know the proper breakdown, you'd be like, and also in Ezekiel 25, he said, they shall dwell in like Moab of the east. And that's where you get the word oriental from. Like you said, Job going to the word Arai, which means what? Of the east. So when they talk about Moab, when you say, oh, they oriental, nah, they nationality not oriental. Oriental just means they of the east. And when you go into the far east, that's what you get. You get the Moabite and the Ammonite nationalities. And that's when the Lord said, I will smite the corners of Moab. That was heavy and low within itself. Because Moab actually dwelled in the corner of the earth. After you push past them, you get Hawaii and you come over to the western side of the world. So that was heavy, but they can't put these 1 and 2 together.
Yep. Like I said, you had an Amalekite speaking about they're the Amalekite, Ishmael's the Amalekites. And well, hey, that's all the Lord is stirring it up, man. The Lord is literally stirring it up, and we're able to see what's going on, you know. And that's the beauty of it, because everybody else they can't see what's actually happening right in front of them. Like right in front of them, you got the gathering of the nations happening. The war, the Lord is gathering these kingdoms for this last and final war, which is going to bring down Yahushua. But nobody sees that. Nobody sees it happen. Let them come up. Yep.
You said they were Amalek. So what are you trying to? You trying to like fit the prophecy of like you trying to block them out? You trying to block them out because you're not gonna block them out.
That's what he said. He said that's why he said the Palestinians. The Lord commanded us to destroy all of Amalek. That's why he said we don't want no ceasefire. We don't want to stop. We gonna bomb everybody. They didn't bomb the hospital, which Iran said if y'all were here killing civilians and bombing hospitals, we gonna have a problem with y'all and America. And America. And that's what at least if you're drawing them out. You getting drawn out. America. It's funny because to get drawn out, it's kind of like you don't want to go. It's like but you getting drawn, right? You know, like yeah. So it's like them doing that It's like, yo, America, they all talking like we don't want to fight with Iran, we don't want to get involved, we don't want it to grow bigger and bigger. But them niggas is drawing you niggas out. Like, y'all, what they're doing is not going to the rhetoric of what you're saying. Y'all is conflicting. And then Turkey also said that the 48ers is a, I think they said, what did they say, a terrorist state, something to that effect. And we already know what Turkey is, prophetically.
I believe it was a political analyst. I don't know what his name is, but he was on the news and he was talking about how, like Zaquan is saying, America has this thing where they do like to go out and try to, enforce their will, but they use a tactic called soft power. And soft power is pretty much where you use your sanctions and philosophies and all these things, but they never actually, they're never too eager to straight up engage in war and shoot out. And that's what these other nations do. So they align themselves with Israel. Israel is the one that set up or whatever. But Amalek is the one that actually go out and bomb and do all these things. So if they have a strong ties with Amalek is ultimately going to do something. And like I said, he's going to draw them out. Even though American likes different tactics, soft power tactics, they eventually going to have to go out and do all these things. Yeah. That's why these nations are trying to figure out why it doesn't make sense for you to give humanitarian aid to Gaza, but then at the same time you're giving these motherfuckers that are bombing them money and everyone trying to figure out what the hell is going on. But they can't just let them, they can't abandon their ties with Emma. So eventually something's gonna happen. Something's gonna pop up.
Don't be around a bull fella.
Sirach 8 and 15. Travel not by the way with a bold fellow, lest he become grievous unto thee, for he would do according to his own will, and thou shalt perish with him through his folly.
Hear that? So here it is, you going with this dude, and you going with this dude, he sees a gang of like 3 or 7 or whatever over there, and he just starts talking shit to them, And he's talking about, yeah, I'm talking to you. Me and my boy gonna come see you. Now you guys got messed up. Because he wanted, he's bold. And he's stupid. And when that gang sees the two of y'all, they ain't gonna say, oh, you ain't seen nothing. They gonna say, oh, you ain't him. So we gonna go with him. We ain't shut up to the first guy jumping the 2-piece.
My boy, like, me? Your boy?
Nah, you ain't talking about me. Yeah, but that's going back to what I said. Because Amalek is like bold like that. Even if Babylon wants to use soft tactics, they ain't gonna be able to. Because then it's gonna look like, wait, Amalek is in there. You're not gonna go like your ally. So you gotta jump in.
Yeah, all the world is actually seeing like Amalek, like his horns, like how much of a demon he really is. And remember, people don't really. They only fuck with Amalek, actually the state of the 48ers, because of America. That's it. Because that's what they said. They're like, Amalek, the state of the 48ers is a Western country in the East. That's what they created, a Western country. Everybody else around them does things in an Eastern mentality, except them. You don't see nobody else doing, having a Tel Aviv, all that, and all that freedom and westernized society over there. Yeah, the state of Bills. I said 48. State of 48. Yeah, that's what it is. So those countries over there in the East, they don't like how they move, but they know that they joined at the hip with Babylon the Great. But now, what is happening? A lot of the major countries are going away from Babylon the Great hegemony. So now they're like, well, we don't need Babylon. We definitely don't need you niggas. Yeah. That's what it is. It's really about the power is really in the money. Because it used to be in the military, but the Lord said, let the weak say I'm strong. So now they already got the military too. So now it's like, all right, well, we just going to move away from the actual currency, the money currency. That's why he's saying, like, we have to make another currency. Digital currency. Yeah, yep. Got it.
Jeremiah 49 and 10. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places.
Yeah, because for a long time, people looked at Esau as being the pinnacle of humanity. You know? Everybody wanted to be Edom. Like, literally, we have people trying to change their hair texture, bleach their skin, talking a little different vernacular, shaving their beard. Even in certain Eastern countries, what, they wear suit and ties. All that was what, replicating Esau. They make their towns, their cities, replicating American cities. Yep. Foods.
I was gonna say two things to bond with your son is teaching him how to shave, and I forgot the other one. But yeah, that's the main thing right there.
Yep. Nah, but yeah, so it said the Lord said I'm gonna make Esau bare because for a long time Esau was looked at as being like I said, the pinnacle of humanity. But now what is it being shown? He's being a laughingstock, he's being a fool, right? He's not as wise. He's not being. I think it's in the same scripture chapter. It says, "Is there no more wisdom in Timon?" Like y'all not wise. Y'all don't do things, you know, on a prudent manner. Your last two presidencies were laughingstocks on both ends. Even when you look at the Republican, I always say that, like, looking at the Republican debate now, that shit's common. Like, if you want to get a good laugh, you should watch it. And remember, this is political debates. This is all about people that are trying to be in charge of the greatest country, and that shit is fucking common. What does that say about the state of your country? They're actually resorting to ad hominem like attacks to where it's like child's play attacks. It's not even like political or like, you know, professional attacks. Yeah, it's like your mama jokes. That's exactly what it is. One guy was talking about your daughter, you need to get your daughter for TikTok dancing. Like, that's how low they going.
Keep my
daughter, you scumbag. Like, you scumbag. I'm like, yo, this is live on TV for everybody to look. They all talking over each other. You got Chris Christie fat ass trying to get a word in, huffing and puffing. I'm just like, yo, and there you gonna have people go up to the like. That's why they said nobody want to vote. Like nobody want to vote for nobody. And they're saying that it might not be an election next year because look at this shit. Look at this.
He said that. He said one of his recent interviews. He said if they don't get this, we don't get this election correct, if we don't get it right, it's the end of America. That's what he said. And either way, like it ain't no getting the election right anyway. You win, Biden wins, you're still screwed.
Well, Trump hasn't even been to one of the debates, and he's still the front runner. Like, nigga not even there. He's still like, yeah, he's in the trial. Your president, your future president that you want back in office, this nigga a criminal. Nigga a criminal.
They get it. They get it.
Like, yo, this is like, yo, the Lord is literally making you a laughing stock, man. Like you had Biden falling asleep in an important meeting. Like he was talking like, I'll just yeah, his son is a crackhead, yo. Like, your son, like your son, you're supposed to be the king of Babylon. King of Babylon's son is a heroin addict. Yo, you're done. Like you're literally done.
And the world has seen all that and they're questioning like, what the hell is going on? What's going on in America? All the countries are looking around. The whole world is looking at America and saying, what the hell is going on in that country? It's like within less than 4 years, just shit just started popping off. Once Trump left, it's just been just weirdo shit after weirdo shit, man. Underneath this Biden.
January 6th.
That whole orchestrated bullshit, man. You know, but now we're starting to see again the Lord Isaiah 47. The Lord is uncovering thy locks. You know, He's making thy thigh bare. You know what I'm saying? Embarrassing. There you go. So all the things that America was doing, but they were able to hide it with the media and the influence to blind the people from seeing all this shit. Well, the Lord said He's taking all that shit away. That's why the average American is waking up to the theater of politics. It's all theatrics, okay? It's all entertainment. It's all to get you what? It's to get your mind racing so you can pick a side on the same shit. And people are piecing those things together. You know what I'm saying? And once everyone notices what the hell is actually going on, this place is just gonna crumble just like that. Because it's gonna tank the economy. All right, so-called holiday season is coming up, and people are still not even shopping like they used to. Yeah, shopping is not like a thing where people even looking forward to it. Everybody's trying to save up whatever they got left. Because guess what? They don't even have enough to pay for their rent. All right? And if you miss one paycheck, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? People are bothered, worried about paying for their rent, worried about working. You know, people got 2-3 jobs and they still can barely pay for their rent. You know what I'm saying? So that's the struggle that Americans have to face now. So they don't want to hear about all this bullshit going on. You know what I'm saying? Then you got the rest of the world who are start to see things for what they are. They're saying, oh, this Amalek people, right? They're always behind all kinds of dumb shit against everybody else. When it comes to them, all hell's breaking loose. So people also piece those things together. And the more you defend them, the more eyes are coming on them. Like, wait, what's going on? What's up with that? See what I'm saying? So the more, and then guess what? They're gonna start. They got Boss Brown. He came back. I saw a video of him coming back not too long ago. Back to Boss Brown. Yeah. You know, he's starting to pop back up again, and he's gonna get cooked. Right? Once again, gonna go right back into hiding. You know what I'm saying? But again, this is the Lord's work that you see playing out in front of everybody else. You know, the same things that Yahushua was doing. Remember, he was not accepted. All right, back in the Roman Empire, he was not accepted. Okay, he was despised, rejected, and then ultimately killed, murdered.
You know, this is mainly Christians, people, because the other nations, they cared for them. You know, the ones that really went after the Lord, like it was him. You know, see the way they described the church, they were the ones that were
But the Lord said what? He's going to consume, all right, this world with the power of his mouth, the spirit of his mouth, the brightness of his coming. So it's a two-edged sword, regardless of how you look at it. The words are going to cook you, and ultimately Yahushua, when he comes back, he's going to do it physically. Right? All right, the sacrifice that's going to be sent up to the Heavenly Father, because that smoke from the burning of America is going to go all the way up to the heavens, man. All right, you're going to be up there seeing it like, oh, shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to burn for years, man.
When you think about it, really, you just said it. Then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. It wasn't really until the prophets that came on the scene that really started calling out Esau on a large scale. No other nation really calling out Edom. Like as a national thing, like yo, this whole world is your fault. Nobody's else done it. And the Lord, as it says in 1 Corinthians, he said, I'm going to take the basis of man to bring to naught the things which are. We are literally the lowest people on the earth. We don't got no UNC, we don't got no army, we don't got no economy, we don't got nothing. Really, we're just slaves in Babylon the Great. Yeah, slaves in Babylon the Great with no actual influence in the world, but we're the one that has revealed you as being the wicked. And that has caused the whole world, everything since that point on started to manifest for your end.
And that's all to show you that we're at the end, man. All right, and there's very few more prophecies left to go. Number one being what? The MOTV. All right, you got Elon Musk already coming out talking about he's looking for people to come in and try out the brain. You know what?
Oh, he said they need to move. I did a video and they said they need to move as if it's the end of the world. They said I need to move as if it's the end of the world, and we need to move at a speed that is what's the word? Maniacal. Maniacal. When you go into that word maniacal, it means actually what's the definition of maniacal? I'm like, oh, like they're literally saying like, nah, but it says extreme violence. Extreme violence is something to that effect. Yeah.
Maniacal, it says exhibiting extremely wild or violent behavior.
He's talking about the being able to get into the brain, having the technology to now they want to start actually doing trials, and they said that they need to speed it up at a maniacal speed. Exhibiting, what is that again?
It says exhibiting extremely wild or violent behavior.
What is that? Revelation 12:12. Because he knows he has but a short time. Them say that we need to move as if it's like the end of the world. What are you talking about? Now he trying to say it's because of AI tech super intelligence is going to take over. That ain't what you talking about. It's the same end of the world that Biden was talking about. The post World War II system has lost its steam. So what's next? Well, in order to get a new type of world, how is this world currently set up? It's because of what happened during the last war. So what they seeing is happening, well, there's about to be another world war. So there's gonna be a new system, and them thinking that, well, this new system is not gonna be digital. We're gonna be able to track and trace everybody. But you don't say it. You're deceived. You're caught in the trick path. You actually doing that. It's gonna bring the end of the world, but as I believe in second Ezra, you should see the end of your world. That's it. Esau is the end of the heathen rulership world. Revelation the 7th chapter.
A few other words related to maniacal. Delirious, demoniac, lunatic, mad, raven.
There you go. Right? You lost your wisdom. Which was perverted anyway, but there's no more wisdom, and you're not moving in a. Now you're not even moving subtile anymore. You're not even shrewd with it. You just come. Yeah, you just like you're maniacal. Because you can't. Because information, your power is in deception. That's where your power. That's why he said he got loosened out of his prison for a little season to deceive the earth. That's how you got that power through your deception, your secrecy. But now all that has been. The Lord said, "Surprise, nigga!" Looked up his skirt. Now you like, oh shit. Oh, they see me. See. Now we see you. And you can't unsee that. Once you see a woman, you know, her skirt lifts up because of the wind, you gonna see that. Everybody saw it. It's okay. So it's okay, baby. Like you done saw it. You can't unsee that. Yep. Now you gotta humble yourself. Yep.
Isaiah 47:2 in the NLT. Take heavy millstones and grind flour. Remove your veil and strip off your robe. Expose yourself to public view.
Hey, Babylon is like a cheap alleyway hoe at this point. Come check this out, baby. She's exposing herself. You know, she just letting it all hang loose.
Oh, get what is that? Nahum, the well-favored harlot. You know. The well-favored harlot, like the mistress of witchcraft, like you just nasty. Mother abominations. Hey, but what did the Lord say he was going to do at the end? He was going to reveal it. He was going to reveal it, man. And there is no, like I said, once the light has shined, and once it's been, the truth has been brought forth, there's no going back. You can't undo truth. You can't undo it.
And these devils know that. They know what they're doing is wicked. And that's why they do it in secrecy. That's why the Apostle Paul talked about what? The mystery of iniquity that already worked. So back in his time, the Illuminati, so-called Illuminati, was still there. It was a thing. It's always been a thing. Going back to Babylonians, right? That's where they really get it from. The Chaldeans, right? Exactly. They were the top prophets of the Babylonian gods and goddesses, man. The wise men, so-called, which goes back to ancient Egypt. All that knowledge that they get goes back to Egypt, you know, which they transfer down generation to generation to keep growing the secrets. You go down to Washington, D.C. now, and we bring it out all the time. Sequoia always brings it out all the time. How they have a grid that when you look at it from a bird's eye view, it's all straight up Satanism, man. And who's the one up there looking down? Most High. So when he's looking down, all he sees is all this Satanism, all this bullshit going on.
You put it on your dollar bill, all seeing that. Like, come on. We're talking about your actual money. Like, you growing up, you don't think about why is there an eye, the pyramid, like. But now that we understand it, like, oh yeah, you really just put it out there, right? But that's why the Lord said, like, stand now and dine in chamber. You always go to Novos, or say it again? Novos. What is that? Out of 1 minute?
No, that's the new order.
Oh, new order of the ages. Okay.
And and this is that their enterprise has been crowned with success. But guess what? It's not going to be crowned with success.
Out of 1 minute.
Yep.
Out of many one.
Yep. Out of many one. Yep.
And that's what they're trying to have the one order. They put it on their money. And then they say God we trust. But what God?
See? Yeah, well, I'm not. Where you at? Remember how we're talking about in the car? About how they do the swearing in and all that? Even the Bible they use is a Masonic Bible. It's not an actual Bible, man. When they do the whole inauguration, going back into the inauguration is all conjuring up the spirits of the old gods and goddesses, man. When they go into that whole concept of inauguration, it means to what? To conjure up a spirit. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they do. They swear the Bible and all that. It's not the real Bible that they swear on, right? They swear on, they're conjuring up the spirits of George Washington, all these different so-called dead presidents, man. It's a satanic ritual that you see and you watch on TV. And then they come in and then they swear in and all that. What do you think they're swearing in, man? They're not swearing in that they're going to be a good president and all this. My God, I'm going to rule this world. No. They're just being introduced to the world as the next leader of the corporation of America, man. That's it. Okay? That this guy is the one we are appointed. We're blessed that he's going to push the agenda that we need to push towards a new world order. Every single president has been a part of that conspiracy, man. Whether you like it or not. Okay? Going all the way from Abraham Lincoln and all these different niggas, man.
That's why
Trump.
most of them was in Messianic rock.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's that? Yale? You know, the Skull and Bones. All right. What's that? The Bushes. All right. They were grouped up into that shit. That's what they do. All right. They all these students. They go to school. You know, you got a good. There you go. You know. So that's what they're doing, man. But guess what? It's all being exposed to these last days. All right. The common person actually knows about the so-called Illuminati. You know what I'm saying? It happened back in the 1700s, and what did they do? They had to scramble. Oh, well, if they see us doing this, we have to, and then they had to what? Transfer from Germany and Europe all the way to America to continue the whole process, man. The Bavaria, Germany, yeah. You know, so you devils are exposed all the way, man. All right, and you hate the fact that we're bringing out the truth to wake up the rest of the world. But guess what? It's too late. All right, just like you always say, well, the moment the secret goes out, it's over. There's nothing we can do. We can never put the secret back in. It's over, man. It's a wrap. All right, it's over.
Isaiah chapter 47, verse 12. Stand now with thine enchantment, and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou was delivered from thy youth.
Yep, from thy youth, from the beginning, from the inception of Babylon. But this one even go back even further. But we can just talk about Babylon the Great. The way that this place was actually built. Your forefathers on Mount Rushmore, they were all Masons. Yep. They were all Masons. All the things that America set up was based off of Masonic knowledge, witchcraft and blood-banded knowledge. That's what they're knowledge. That's right. So the Lord is saying, well, stand down with thine enchantments. Like, because the thing is, you thought that this was going to be able to continue to keep your house lasting. But the triumphant of the wicked is for righteousness is immortality. It tells you that in Wisdom of Solomon in the 2nd chapter, on the 1st chapter. Righteousness comes by immortality comes by righteousness. But what you do is everything left-handed, thinking that you're going to somehow achieve the same goal of immortality that way. Yeah, I'm about to close it out.
Not the Russian
No.
but
I already told him we were going to close it out. So we go.
So it says, I mean, again, stand down with thine enchantments, and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou was labored from thy youth. If so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail.
Hey, that goes back to this equation cannot be changed. But he's telling you, like, try it. Try it. It's like that's what he remains telling Loki. Round and around we go. He's like, try 1,000 more. It's like, come back and do it 1,000 more times, see if it changes. But it's not going to change. But he said, stand now with that. And the thing is, Esau has been deceived because of his pride. He thinks that this can actually change. I can actually change it like this. But the Lord is so bad. Like, he got this book that is published throughout the whole world, the most published book. It's in there that you're not going to be able to do it. And what you're doing, the path you're taking, is actually about to lead to your destruction. But yeah, no, it's not. And they probably really think like, I'm gonna show him.
But they do it. What's this guy? Harari? That's what he said. Like, oh, there is no God in heaven, and you know, we're gonna create inorganic out of organic. Like, nigga, what?
Humans are hackable
creatures, hackable animals.
But what that's saying is that the most designed is supposed to be.
Right. You got it. Exactly. He said humans are hackable animals. Now, well, the scriptures tell you that man was created in the image of the Heavenly Father. So what are you trying to say, nigga?
But you know why you there you go. Because nobody in their right mind would sound like that. Except for most out put into their minds to do that.
But that's why he's literally the man of sin. Like the way the way you actually think shows you why you're hating. And then you on top of it, you don't just think it, you actually come out and say it. And then you're gonna write a book with it. Then you're gonna go around the universities and telling everybody this very, very proudly. Like I said, when I first seen it, I'm like, if there was ever a so-called antichrist according to like Christian doctrine, it would be that nigga. It would definitely be him. And what is he? He's a fucking 48er.
A sodomite too.
A sodomite 48er. He's everything.
God is fake news.
Yeah. Like,
but stand down in your inch, but what? All this technology and science, that's what they're boasting in. They're boasting in science and technology, which really is just that's their modern day witchcraft. That's what it is.
Exactly. It goes back to alchemy.
Yep.
And the whole study of spirits and all that shit. It goes all the way back to the Illuminati. They've been doing this same exact shit. Yeah. You know, because they think that science is more tangible. It gives you more answers that nature and believing in God does not give you. Well, guess what? It's not given to everyone, man. It's called mysteries for a reason. It's called secrets for a reason. If the Lord was giving secrets out left and right, it wouldn't be special. Especially in this world, they wouldn't be regarded.
There you go.
That's the truth. You know, so he devils are done, man. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. All right? That's it. That's it. You know?
Says, thou art weary, Isaiah 47 and 13. Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels, that now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee.
Hey, you wearied, man. You tired. You wearied yourself trying to do these, trying to keep this lie going, keep this knowledge from being put out. But see, this came from above, where you're not. The Lord gave you power to earth, but the Lord, Yahweh Shah said, he sent down gifts from heaven. So the knowledge that we got, we didn't get it from this realm. And that is what actually destroys you. We're above your witchcraft. We're above your sorcery. We're above your astrology, all that. Because Yahweh Shai already did what was needed in order for us to get this knowledge to actually get the victory in the life. Yep. That's why he said it's finished. It was done. Any witchcraft that you don't want to be able to keep us from obtaining our right to the tree of life from Yahweh Shai, once he did that, when he took that last breath and gave it to ghost, you lost. It was over. You might as well have just stopped at that point.
He goes for it, give it the power, and he's paralyzed.
Right? That's what I'm saying. You might as well, you should have just kept your ass in the cave after the Roman Empire went down. But no, what are you saying? We will build. We will throw down, but we shall build. But it's ultimately really for what? Yahweh Shai to actually get the glory at the end of it all. He allowed the Lord wrote the story for you to get rebirthed again, and then come back better, build back better with your technology and all that. Build a better Roman Empire, just so Yahweh Shai can actually now get his revenge on you. Finally.
Rock 37 and 25. The days of the life of man may be numbered, but the days of Israel are innumerable. Yeah, so you all know the Lord said that men are active animals. And guess what? We ain't regular men. We're Israelites. So you're not going to succeed.
Perfect precept to back that up is Isaiah 54, verse 17. It says, no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is a heritage of the servants of the Lord Yahweh, and their righteousness is of me, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai.
He said this is our inheritance. We inherited the fact that no weapon that formed against us shall prosper. That's our God-given right. That's an inheritance, man. So anything, that's why we can rejoice in this time. That's why everybody.
God bless you.
Too. That's why everybody. Everybody going to be weeping, the Jew going to be rejoicing.
God is good. Jesus Christ. Shalom. Shalom.
Say shalom, hey. The church that's good. That's good. All the time? That's good. That's good. We don't have any doubt with that. Satisfying to the elect, giving all praises to
Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Ukakadash.
So next time, shalom to the elect.